GCSE Physics is a subject I naturally found to be quite easy, and in my December mocks leading up to my actual GCSEs, I managed to get nines in physics and physics alone out of all my subjects. And so this means that as someone who was quite lazy and didn't do any revision during my December mocks, I was only cramming. GCSE Physics was the one where I actually managed to get a 9 just by cramming and putting very little effort in compared to the other subjects. And so I'm going to tell you how you can get a 9 in GCSE Physics, and especially why GCSE Physics, if you have paper 1 tomorrow, that is going to be quite an easy paper, and I'm going to tell you how anyone can get a grade 9 in GCSE Physics. So, first thing you need to realize is that mathematics is the language of physics. All physics explains physics, all it does is explain how the world works, how different processes, how different physical processes in the world work, how things interact, and how things react to each other. And maths is the core element of this. We apply maths to different areas of physics, and it all works out. So if you get your maths right for GCSE Physics, if you know all your equations, if you know how to apply your equations, if you are good at maths, that is going to help you because you can pick up so many maths marks in your GCSE exams. I remember in my December mocks at my GCSE Physics exam, I managed to pick up, I think, close to 50, I think 45 maths marks in my GCSE Physics Paper 1 paper. So that's 45 out of 100. That is a lot of easy marks which you can pick up. So genuinely, if you just get the maths down, that is going to help you so much. That's just going to be the most instant boost to your grade for getting a grade 9 in GCSE Physics. But what about the rest of those marks? What about the remaining 55? Well, there is actually not that much content compared to other subjects like biology or chemistry. And the main issue I can see people having with GCSE Physics is that they don't understand the concepts. As someone who does A-level physics right now, I understand the concepts can be hard, and in actuality, the difficulty does not come from memorizing it. It comes more from just understanding the difficult concepts. And in GCSE Physics, this is very true. You need to focus on understanding the concepts. Just imagine the physical process in your mind. If it helps, maybe even close your eyes and imagine the physical process which you're trying to learn about happening in your mind, things moving about and the objects doing whatever they do in physics. And imagine that process happening in your mind, and that helps you understand it, that helps you to describe it and put it into words. This is the main thing about physics, because it's all physical processes. The only thing you need to do is understand the concepts and why they happen, why this process happens. And if you understand it, if you go and learn all of these concepts first, all the concepts which you're taught and you still don't understand, if you go and learn it, then that will be beneficial. And another tip I can give you is to enjoy that as you learn it. If you enjoy it while you learn it, even though you may not enjoy physics, just enjoy the simplicity of it. It's quite simple compared to other subjects, so enjoy the fact that you are learning a process which is fundamental in the physical world and maybe possibly could be helpful. I'm not sure what exact processes could be helpful in GCSE Physics, but some of them you might be learning. For example, you might be learning how a circuit works, and you visualize that in your mind with for example, you're using your phone, and you can, if you visualize something like the circuit in your phone, that is application of physics, and that makes it so much easier to understand. And by enjoying physics, you also make it stick in your head for longer, because things you enjoy learning about, obviously you remember them for longer, because there must be countless random things that you enjoy learning which no one else does, and you remember all these things better than the other person. If we apply this to physics, that makes memorizing the concepts and everything you learn so much easier. So I would say a difficult aspect of physics would be the method questions, the 6-mark questions. So there is a video online from Science Shorts going over all of physics paper 1 and paper 2, separate videos going over all of them, and there should also be videos on the Science Shorts YouTube channel on the physics practicals, and if you watch that and get them all down and memorize them, you will do so much better. The main reason people don't do well is they lose marks on the 6-mark questions. Okay, that might be not accurate, that might not be the main reason, but it is somewhere where people go wrong, and if we want a 9, we should correct this. So get all your practicals down, and if you have school resources, if you can refer to any online resources like physics and maths tutor, refer to these, get all the practicals down which you need to get down. For example, investigating resistance with the wire where you change the lengths. You should have done this event at some point. There's also the density practical with the displacement, the Eureka can or something with the water. All these different practicals, they should be coming to your head now, and basically just get these practicals down, and the way to memorize them is to practice by doing the 6-mark questions. Go through a bunch of different years, go through a bunch of different papers for paper 1, paper 2. If you have paper 1 tomorrow, do your paper 1 papers, and go through all the different 6-markers you can find, and do them. Time yourself. Try and do them within 6 minutes, and if you can't, it's fine. It's GCSE Physics, you have a bunch of time, but ideally try and get the 6-mark question done in 6 minutes, and mark it after and check where you went wrong, so you realize what you've forgotten from the practical after going through each practical, and you see what you need to memorize, and you keep on doing this, you will improve, because you'll keep on seeing where you forget things, and then you'll remember to apply that and write it down next time you do a 6-marker on that question, on that practical. So first, go through all the practicals, learn all of them, go through all the steps. Second, do the 6-markers, and third, mark them and improve. Keep doing this, and you will become better at memorizing your practicals for GCSE Physics. Another thing I did was I had flashcards for all the practicals. Now, people say that flashcards should be short and flashcards shouldn't have too much, but it did work for me. So it should work for you. It should work generally. If you have a flashcard, with on the front side you have the name of a practical, and on the other side you have the list of the list of things for the method and things you have to do for the practical, then that should then and you keep doing that flashcard, then that will help you to memorize the practical. And if you want to do it online using the Anki app website, which is completely free, make an account and make your own flashcards on your index. This is something I did. It's very helpful to me, and I still use Anki app now for my A-levels. Use it for your GCSEs and all your other subjects, but this is how you can make flashcards for those GCSE Physics practicals. So, moving on from practicals, I must have said that word quite a few times now, is to focus on your understanding first and remember it as part of a process. Like I mentioned before, remembering the concepts and stuff. If you memorize the process and we memorize everything as part of a process, then that deepens our understanding, and that is going to be so much more helpful to memorize things for GCSE Physics. Things like, and this applies very much with paper 2. This paper 1 is quite easy in terms of this, but paper 2, if we have, for example, light rays entering a glass boundary, and we need to first learn things in terms of wavefronts. We need to go online or go refer to our resources, and if you don't already know this, then you're gonna have to learn these things. For example, in terms of wavefronts, why does refraction occur when light rays meet a boundary? Or another example is the generator effect or the dynamo, which are complicated, but once you understand them and get them down, that's going to be so much more helpful. You'll get more marks, you'll get closer to a grade 9. Because these are the things which most people struggle with. Most people struggle with the understanding of a process. If you get your understanding of the process down like it's a profession of yours, like it's your job, if you get this process, if you understand this process fully, if you get it down in your head, that is going to be very helpful, because that is where most people miss marks, that's where most people lose marks, and you will be the one getting those marks, you'll be the one getting the grade 9. So understand your processes. A few processes I can name right now which were quite difficult for me to memorize and understand, which I think you should focus on, was the light rays entering a boundary, the generator effect, the step up, step down transformer with the iron core and the coils going around and why it works. There was also it would help to understand why crumple zones and seat belts help with decreasing braking force or something along the lines of that. I can't remember exactly now, but memorize these processes, memorize all the processes in physics fully, and know how to explain them, and you will get so many more marks, because most questions will be based on these in some way or another. There'll be a 4 or 5 mark question, or there'll be a 1 or 2 mark question based on it. But these processes in GCSE Physics which are taught, just understand them fully, get them down fully, and that will be very beneficial for you in GCSE Physics. So I've covered basically all the things. In this video, I have mostly focused on how you can improve in the difficult aspects of GCSE Physics, And why this is because that is where most people will drop marks. People aren't going to drop marks in explaining what potential difference is. People aren't going to drop marks in explaining the formula for power lost or the formula for Newton's second law. People aren't going to lose marks on that. People are going to lose marks on the 6-mark questions and the difficult processes they still don't understand. And if you get these down, and also you know your content, you know all the basic things, that's all of it that you've gotten down, and you're ready for getting a grade 9 in GCSE Physics for any paper. You've covered all the content, and that is all you need. The only thing left, which if you've done all of this, all of the things I've already mentioned before in this video, is to do past papers. If you do a past paper, you will ingrain that learning, that memory of it more, because you will confirm to yourself that you are capable of getting the grade 9 in GCSE Physics. And if you aren't, then you'll confirm to yourself where you go wrong and what you need to improve on, and that is beneficial to getting the grade 9, because you realize where you lose marks, and then you don't lose those marks in the actual paper. And of course you have to mark it after doing the paper and learn from it. Go and learn why that's wrong and learn how to do it better. But you keep doing that, and you can apply that to your actual exam, and you will do the best you can in your actual exam compared to someone who just covered all the content and didn't do any past papers. So sit down, grab a notepad and a pen, and get a timer up, get the exam up from the different exam board websites. If you're AQA, EdXL, you know how to do this, you know how to find past papers. Open up the past paper, get a timer on another tab, and start the timer for 1 hour 45 minutes, which I think is how long the GCSE Physics papers are. Start the timer, title your page with whatever year it is, and paper, like for example, I'll title it, if it's 2022, I'll write 2022 paper 1 physics, for example. At the top of the page I'll write, I have actually, what a coincidence, I've done exactly that. Paper 1 2022, I write that down here. Question 1, question 2, you do it like this, 1, 2, going on, and you mark it after. Once you're done your paper, you stop the timer, you mark it, and you see where you went wrong, and you learn for each mark that you lost how you could have done better, and remember to apply that for your actual exam or any other paper you do after. This is how you really improve in GCSE Physics, even after covering all the content, and that is how you will get a grade 9 in GCSE Physics. I would say the only reason people don't get a grade 9 in GCSE Physics is because A, they have not covered all the content thoroughly, as I've described how to do in this video, and B is they didn't improve themselves to the point where you get a grade 9 in GCSE Physics. And I'll admit, in GCSE Physics, there's not a lot of improvement you can do. Once you've covered all the content, the papers are really easy. If you really have covered all the content, there's not many ways you can go wrong. And if you're still going wrong, the only thing to do is to do more past papers. If you have a physics exam coming up soon, do a past paper tonight. I think you have one tomorrow. So do a past paper, cover all the content thoroughly, and make sure you understand it fully. Don't be afraid of timing because it's 1 hour 45 minutes. It's not exactly difficult. You can get the paper done in time easily. Know your unit conversions as well. Memorize those. Know your processes and know the basics as well. Cover all the content thoroughly. Do a past paper. Make sure you do a past paper to confirm to yourself that you can get a grade 9. That will be a boost to your mindset because you will realize that it's not that difficult and there's no reason to be afraid going into the exam hall. The reason I was not afraid for any of my subjects going into the exam hall was because I had already done past papers and I'd confirmed to myself my ability to perform well and that I didn't have to be worried. So cover all the content thoroughly, go through it one by one. You must have some curriculum somewhere, some sort of syllabus to refer to. Go through it thoroughly, understand the processes and do the past paper, and that is it. That is all you need to get a grade 9 in GCSE Physics, and I hope you do well.